You hit the open ocean, propelled at a speed you thought unthinkable by the meager flame Marcus is producing from his hand.
I don't know how it's working either.
Marcus? I cling tightly under the edge of the lantern.
This is great. And you said this wouldn't work, Ash.
I did say that! I'm expecting it to fall apart at any second!
Ha
I outstretch my left hand and punctuate our great speed with blasted fireworks.
I grit my teeth and grind them together.
Please, falling apart is the least of our worries.
What?
Kinir turns around, looks, yeah, that's about right. Let's hope this thing goes fast enough.
I'd look behind us.
Oh.
Fucking shit! This is why I didn't want to go this way!
Land approaches quickly, incredibly quickly. Your raft slams into the dock.
Dismount.
As we impact,
Is
I'm
flung
going.
into the air and is carried onto land.
Are we still on the raft, or is this just our dead
That's
bodies?
a question you have to ask yourself.
As we impact, I cast Windy Escape and dissipate into a cloud of vapor.
As we impact, a giant spectral hand of bone
Whoa, sorry.
wraps itself around me and I hunker down.
As we impact, I take the form of a charging minotaur. The ground can't beat me to a pulp if I beat it to a pulp.
As we impact, Kinir slams into the ground, somersaults, lands in a gutter, rolls under a bridge, and disappears.
I reform from my vaporous trail, hopefully not dead.
I step out of the crater and look around. My knee's still wobbly. I take a seat on the fallen cement block right here. And kind of look at Gregor and look at Marcus. Is everybody in one piece?
I pat my body.
I do the same.
Would appear?
Where's
Would appear so? Where's Kinir?
Kinir? Yeah.
I saw something akin to a rag doll being thrown into the water, I think.
That would be him.
Here?
Splash!
Oh, man.
Naturally, we're safe. He steps from the water.
What? Huh. I thought you were carried downstream.
I was.
Current? Is this an aqueduct?
Yes, actually.
Do you know what the word aqueduct means?
Of course.
I bury my face in my hands, unable to deal with the fact that everyone seems all right with the fantastic landing.
Fantastic work with the fire, by the way, Marcus.
Fantastic work with the vehicle, Kinir.
What a fantastic trip.
Good job, everyone.
So, it seems like we've roughly landed on the island of Kinir, part of the ancient Grecian Empire. Well, ancient by my standards. Pretty recent, actually.
I glance about, kind of noticing the cloud of mist that seems to be drifting about Marcus.
Oh, vapor trails.
Kind of just point at it.
From my earlier spell. Think nothing of it.
Whatever it is moves.
I think nothing of it.
I think something of it. I think that Marcus is lying.
He laughs to himself in the distance.
So how ancient is this place? Because the aqueducts are still working.
Yeah, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, everyone disappeared from Kinir. Greece in general.
I reach down into the water and kind of... Is it running?
Yes.
I scoop up a handful and sniff it.
It's clean.
Here. Did your father speak to you of anything relating to the sudden disappearances that happened 20 years ago? Like, did he say anything at all that might have had to do with
No.
it?
My dad disappeared with all the rest of them.
And what was it like growing up the child of a wizard?
Child of a wizard?
Did you not know that your father was a wizard?
He was a mage. He was a mage, Kinir.
Wait a second, is this are you gonna tell me I'm a wizard too?
No.
And I could use my...
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
From what I can see, you're
He suddenly
completely...
looks
You're
disappointed.
completely and utterly mundane. But don't let that get to you. Maybe you still have the gift somewhere. Deep within yourself. Waiting to come out.
You don't need no stinking magic.
Just look
You
at
need your
Greg.
fists.
He doesn't use his fists. He uses a glaive.
I hold up my fists anyway. Wave his fists of the soul.
You know who told him that?
Quoted me.
Yeah, himself.
Because I didn't need no mage to tell me that. I pat him on the back.
Wonderfully worded.
Kier looks around. If we've landed on Kinir, that means, creature should be somewhere about... He looks into the water. Yeah, you're right about there. Yeah.
Oh!
Hey there, fellow.
I guess I just assumed it would give up.
I get closer.
I back into the house.
I get a little closer.
The creature rushes forward.
Marcus?
Marcus,
Ooh.
we don't even have a big net yet.
It slams into something, then recoils as if repelled.
Oh my. I take cover behind Gregor.
I act as cover.
The creature continues to watch. Well, this could be a problem. I guess the lantern was destroyed anyway, so that was out anyway. Huh.
We'll find another way, Kier.
Yeah,
I'm sure that our vast resourcefulness will again come together.
of course.
I Kier as he seemingly steps through this quote-unquote vapor trail.
Excuse me? He pats it slowly aside.
I'm gonna kind of saunter over to one of these and inhale deeply in the midst of one.
I shake my head. So, Kier, what are these things?
Oh, wisps? You don't have wisps?
No.
Oh, yeah, no. Not quite sure.
Are they harmful?
Wisps of what?
Not that I found.
And I would assume that you're a pretty good test for if something can be harmful. I kind of reach out into the cloud, try and touch it.
It continues to squiggle away from you.
I start chasing it. This thing is great.
I just kind of smile. Nice to run into something that isn't trying to kill us. Gregor, don't wander too far off.
Now then, here, I don't have
Not wandering.
a huge amount of knowledge on the Isle of Kinir. Is there anything here which we should pay particular interest to?
Well, as far as interesting things go, this is pretty much a ruin, but I hear people like to loot things,
Loot!
so that might be interesting to you in itself. He trails off, seeing Gregor suddenly throw both of his arms up.
Lead me to treasure, Wisp. Please.
The wisp has stopped. Yeah, no, as far as interesting things go, there's, one somewhat unpleasant individual around here who knows what's going on, usually. But first, a question. How resistant are you folk to fire?
What?
I whip around. Fire, you say?
Not very resistant.
Yeah, see, that was my problem for a while as well.
You notice that a corner of my cape has caught fire. I do nothing to put it out.
Well, Marcus, it looks like we'll be relying on your diplomacy once again.
The entirety of my cloak is now ablaze.
Diplomacy. So, okay, Kier. Couple questions before we go any further. I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't have to grill you, but...
Yes.
Is this island inhabited? If it's inhabited, who lives here? If they live here, will they try and kill us on sight?
Kill me, maybe. Probably not you guys.
You?
Yeah, no, we didn't part on the best terms. Kind of found me chopping up her library.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a particularly ornery spirit folk. Doesn't take too kindly to me. Oh well. Currently, I think she's the only thing living here other than the wisps. And you've already seen what they're capable
Oh,
of.
they're kind of delightful, really.
Would you have any idea where to find this crabby spirit folk?
Oh, near the center of town.
Ah, of course.
Must be lonely.
And we're going to be her friends, Gregor.
You know, if I've discovered one thing in my time here, it's that spirit folk really don't want human friends that much.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm not human, then.
Yeah, me neither. Why don't we stop for a snack in this lovely field?
Gregor, we
Keep
don't...
it up,
we
Gregor.
don't... Yeah, good
Keep it
job.
up.
Good job. I'm really impressed. Method acting.
Yeah, he's
Method acting.
doing great, isn't he?
Staying in
Marcus?
character all the time.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
So,
Guys.
I take a step towards the flowers in that thing. What sort of condition are they in?
they're very, very nicely tended.
Huh.
I whip around, taking off my cloak, which is now no longer on fire, nor even a little bit damaged. Rush at this wisp and try and sweep it up in my cape.
Marcus spends a few moments trying to catch the wisp in his cloak, like a child would try to catch a butterfly.
Yeah.
Gregor cheers him on.
I chuckle to myself. So, Kier, are the wisps sentient? Do they display any sort of form of communication? Do they...
Well, they mostly just float around. I found that they respond to
do?
certain stimuli sometimes. Generally, if you light one of the buildings on fire, they'll move away from it. If you set something incredibly dangerous around in the middle of town, they'll move away from it. Honestly, extensive experiments have failed because the aforementioned spirit folk generally comes out and tries to burn me alive.
Probably because
when
you
I
were
try.
setting this town on fire. So,
Well, a little bit.
yeah. So this is the town that the people of Greece lived
Greece.
in? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a really nice place.
It's
Flowers.
lovely.
it's
Yeah.
incredibly nice and incredibly well tended. Do you know if the wisps perhaps tend the gardens and
Ash, that's...
just generally maintain the city around here?
Listen, I don't want to embarrass you. That's really
Oh, don't
dumb.
worry, Gregor. You won't have to worry about embarrassing me.
I detect magic on one of these wisps. This wisp.
You feel the faint presence of magic, though it isn't human in variety. That's an interesting hypothesis. I always figured that the spirit folk spent most of her time tending the town because, I mean, what the hell else is she gonna do around here?
Why is she here?
Yeah.
And why didn't she vanish?
You know, I've tried to ask these questions many times before. Maybe you'll have more luck.
Let's try.
Gregor, let's take a step back. She doesn't really like that.
Why not?
If you'll follow me, I'll offer a little bit of an introduction.
I grab Kier by the shoulder. Why don't you just
Hey, I was the human here first. I'd like to think that my recommendation carries quite a bit of weight.
listen, Kier, you just spent about 20 minutes telling us how much she hates you.
Hate's really too extreme. It's a playful relationship, really. I think she finds my antics adorable, much like the rest of the
I
spirit.
don't think you understand human relationships.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say, Ash. A little eerie.
Huh. I look at Marcus and
Ooh.
nod.
First of all, she's a spirit folk and not a human. And I'd like to think that I understand at least a little bit on human relations, as I've written the book on human relations. He produces a leather-bound tome.
Can I look at that?
This is pulled entirely from personal experience.
Can I look at that, Kier?
Kier hands the book over.
I flip to a random page and open it.
It's a quotation from Don't.
What's it say?
Kier, get the fuck out of here! What are you doing in our town? With notes annotated directly beneath. People seem to show their affection in bizarre ways as you try to implant a communication device at the center of town on their behalf. See?
Huh. I close the book and hand it back to
You
him.
could probably learn something. He takes it back.
Cool, but
I
I
look at
think
Ash. He did write the book.
he did write the book. That doesn't mean that he is any sort of respectable figure on the matter.
Not at all. Here,
I
stay
knock
out.
on the door.
Yeah, I turn and knock on the door too.
You hear clanking and shuffling.
Here, can you please remove yourself? Thank you, but not staring through the
But
window.
not near the window, please.
Thank you, Kier. As we're standing here, my hand kind of wanders towards the pommel of my sword.
I scratch at my cheek, and a small flame flicks to life at one of my fingertips.
Guys, I know there's a strong chance that we'll probably need to kill anybody we meet. But you're not going to make a good impression that way.
I'm just resting my hand here, Gregor. It's a convenient place for me to rest my hand. Okay?
And I am just warming a small portion of my face.
You hear a voice from within. So, spirit folk, human, or Kier? Which is it?
Not Kier.
It's not here.
Come in!
I sweep past the other two. And back.
I observe the room.
You look around. Lanterns rest on a table on the far side of the room. None are activated. You smell the faint scent of fire, which is probably coming from the woman on the far side of the room, seated on a mat, who appears to be literally on fire.
My eyes widen.
You appear to be literally on fire.
That is quite an introduction. I can tell you're not spirit folk, so what are you?
We're lost.
I look back at Ash. Yes. Yes, humble adventurers dashed upon this island through no...
Really a strange
meaning of
series
our-
of events. We,
really, just here to try and help ourselves.
we-
to help
we-
the spirit folk on these islands.
You wouldn't happen to have any giant cannons, would you?
Or a lantern that we could use.
There are lanterns all over this island that I keep and maintain. I also find it hard to believe that you're here to help the spirit folk as you've taken a godslayer in with your number. She motions to Marcus.
A what? I turn and look at Marcus.
I grin and just do like a single slow lazy wink, propping my chin on one of my hands.
Leave this house immediately.
Did you call me a godslayer?
Whoa.
Because that is just great.
I think there's been some sort of misunderstanding.
If anyone's a god slayer, it should be me.
What do you mean by Godslayer? This man, he's very self-inflating, but I don't think he's ever done something so amazing as kill a god.
Much as I love the term, I am intrigued by what you mean by that. If you could please explain.
A mortal with the ability to use magic.
Oh yeah.
A disgusting creature.
I turn around and just kind of stare at Ash for a second.
So I suppose that you are a Godslayer by definition.
Yeah, it's me.
Great.
Good thing that someone has finally recognized my true potential.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, but I didn't. My name is Ashling, and what might your name be?
She stops, eyes you up. I'm quite uncertain as to what type of creature you are. I won't offer my name.
I narrow my eyes.
I'm Gregor Hartway. Nice to meet you.
I slide over Marcus Valafi.
Marcus. I pull Marcus aside.
Nice to meet you.
Ash, not now.
Marcus,
I was really getting somewhere.
stop it.
What do you think of me?
She eyes you up. Typical human.
Yeah! So we can be friends.
Look, I turn around. Ma'am, I swear to you that we mean no harm. We are truly hapless adventurers. This is but a loving oath.
Listen, don't take it from the God Slayer, and I don't know what that is. Take it from the typical human. The leader of this group, if you will.
And hey, the only god I'm interested in slaying is that shrimpy god of death.
Yeah. We're just gonna kill the shrimpy god of death.
Slay it, even.
I thought you said you were lost.
Oh, well, yes. We've been co-opted into a mission of sorts now, though.
Explain.
I cover my face with my hand, my back to the woman.
I'm gonna turn around. Ash, you wanna handle this one? I'm not sure she likes me very much.
I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it if you did not hurt our chances at surviving.
Well, I'll do my best, but you have to understand that a certain amount of...
There's a giant shrimp god who's terrorizing all the spirit folk. And it's our job to fish it out so we can feed the village.
I turn to the woman, and that is essentially his understanding of the situation. What we're here to do is, the supposed god has been causing trouble for the people on this island. We've been tasked with resolving the troubles. Be it through slaying the monster or some other method not yet known
Be
to
it through
us.
slaying the monster. We're gonna slay it.
I find it hard to believe that you would come here to help the spirit folk.
Well, we didn't originally come here to help the spirit folk. We were sailing near the island whenever our ship was attacked by that creature. We washed up on Ishir and ingratiated ourselves with the denizens of that town.
Not before dying and coming back to life.
Yeah, not before that. We familiarized ourselves with Don't, Xandil, Rinian, Ren.
Here.
Oh god, that despicable human.
Hey now.
What? It's true.
I stopped myself. That's just... The
Look,
guy has grown up, like, surrounded by
in the woods.
himself and himself only. Just give him...
really
maybe
unfortunate. And
a little bit of
we
slack.
can talk
The
about
kid-
this later. We can talk about this later.
That's a good point.
Kira's pressing up against the window. He points at you, Ash.
I glare at here.
I motion wildly at Kier, like sweeping my hands back and forth.
He slowly dips down behind the windowsill. His eyes locked on Ash's.
Ma'am, if you would be so kind as to direct us to some sort of... We heard there was a shrine for the death god.
No, don't go assigning genders to this spirit folk.
I glance
Sure.
at Marcus. Come on.
As far as I can tell, you humans are the cause of this in the first place.
Us?
Yeah, damn humans. Damn humans, though.
I think you've misunderstood. We're here to kill the thing. It killed us. We kill it.
The cycle is complete.
Everybody wins.
We honestly just want to leave this island, but that is presently being prevented by the giant death god.
I have not ruled out the possibility that Charoth is here specifically to protect us from you folk. How do I know that there isn't a fleet of ships waiting to invade the Shrouded Isles out there that he's protecting us from?
If there was, that would be just as much a surprise to me as it would be to you. Also, your claim that he seems to be protecting the island seems a little misguided. I don't know what sort of contact you've had with the other people on these this string of islands, but they're rather upset about the Death God's recent outings.
And please, you and I both know that shrimps can only feel 7 shades of hate and nothing more.
I look at Marcus. Marcus, what did I say about hurting our chances of survival?
Its current form as a bottom feeder is it's a response to what you humans did to.
You keep saying you humans, but we are not natives of this land. I myself come from a place not far from here.
And I'm not even human.
I've never been to an island before.
We have no relation to the past of this land. We are simply caught up in the workings of something greater than us, and we want out.
And we want to help while we're at it.
Helping seems to be the quickest way to get out.
If I'm to believe you, I'll need proof that you're a friend of the spirit folk, that you have no ill intent towards us.
Okay. And how might we go about proving ourselves to you?
Well over 1,000 years ago, a godslayer,
Wait, I pull up a chair and sit down.
like him,
I wave.
sealed 3 honorable spirit folk amongst our imprisoned ones. To the east, you'll find the island of Ashel, those that do not deserve
Prisoned ones.
the right of rebirth are imprisoned there for eternity. These are spirit folk who have turned, who no longer respect this world. 3 of our honored spirit folk were imprisoned by a human alongside the dishonored ones.
Are you not capable of releasing them?
No, only Godslayer magic can undo Godslayer magic.
I cough a little plume of violet smoke.
I'm going to spare some honesty for you creatures. The only passage currently to the Shrine of Death, with Charoth coiled around this island, is through the Prison of Lights, the most dangerous area in all of the Shrouded Isles.
Okay.
What I offer is passage through that prison, protection. You may travel it at your own risk.
So, what reassurance do we have that you are truly capable of providing us protection through us?
She extends her palm. A ball of light forms and hardens, forming a brilliant white lantern.
Ooh, that'd make a nice boat.
The creature sealed within the Prison of Lights fears light above all others. This is a lantern that will never grow dark, whose light clings to the world around it. I offer you this.
I hold out my hand.
The lantern disappears, but only after you've proven yourself.
So, wait, we must first go into the Prison of Lights to free the creatures?
No. The Prison of Lights was...
Oh,
Ashel is an island specifically constructed to house dishonored spirits. The Prison of Light is a prison built specifically for one.
Ah, yes. Okay. So, if we complete this quest, would you be so kind as to give us your name? A name is a symbol of trust for my people. I've given you mine. I would not be content with leaving you with just that.
That is acceptable. Travel to the east across the bridge. There you'll find Orion, the warden of Ashel.
Orion.
Talk to him. He's an odd fellow.
Everyone we've met so far has been odd. Here among them. Sorry, here most among them.
I was going to say foremost among them,
Yes.
I wave out the window.
Your way back.
I shuffle over, blocking Kinir from the woman's view.
Is this on a different island?
Yes, there's a connecting bridge that will take you there.
And the bridge it will keep us safe from, you've been calling it
Charoth, yes.
What? Charoth?
Creature of filth. After feeding on humans For so long, it's taken on the disgusting appearance of a bottom feeder.
That is unfortunate. Well, I appreciate everything you've done for us so far. I glance around. We will return whenever we complete your task.
Which will be soon. Very, very soon.
I give a curt bow and begin heading for the door.
Right, bye. See you later.
Farewell, my muse.
I cover my head in my hands as Marcus whispers that.
Your slides up behind you. So,
It went well with you not there.
yeah, no, I could hear every word of it, naturally. You were all yelling. It was great. So,
She seemed kind of mad at us.
She did, yes.
I mean, I could give you the quick rundown on human and spirit relations in Greece and pre-Greece, but it basically boils down to they don't like each other much.
We're gonna change all that.
I mean, I don't have a problem with them myself, but they seem to have a problem with me. Ash, it's, going to Azhal, right?
Mm-hmm. I know where it is.
Are you chasing that wisp?
They're relaxing, okay? It's nice to know that these things... I just kind of hold out my hand at it. It's nice to know that these things aren't trying to kill us.
I'm gonna come over here and just approach a wisp very slowly and cautiously and just whisper to it a little bit. Hello, friend. Hello. I know that the world can be scary sometimes. But
Marcus,
it's shh. But it's really all right because when it comes down to it, you are an ethereal gust of wind, and I consider you my friend. I slowly, gingerly take a bottle out of my knapsack and kind of nudge it towards the wisp. So if you'd like to travel with us or anything, we could converse and...
Marcus, it's not an octopus. You can't just stick it in a bottle and carry it with you for when you get hungry.
what? I drop my hand and stare at Gregor. What?
What?
I kind of bring up one of my hands and use some gust of wind to try and coax it into the bottle. There you go. Yeah, just nice and cozy in there.
The creature begins to panic,
Oh,
exposed to the
no,
magic.
I stop with the magic. No, it's okay. It's all right. Here, back.
Oh, it helps if you talk to them in their own language. Kier whispers a few things to it. It calms down.
Huh. Can you ask it if it would like to travel with us and get in my bottle?
Yeah, sure, why not? Kier whispers a few more words. Yeah, sure. Probably will. I don't know. It seemed kind of dumb to me.
Cool. Great. I hold the bottle out and try and whisper to it in its own language.
The wisp disappears into the bottle.
Huh.
What are
I
you
glare
doing?
at Marcus. Marcus?
It's okay. I have a plan.
Wander over to him. Don't you dare do anything to hurt that creature.
Why would I ever want to harm Frederick?
Is that its name?
It is now. I write in
The very act of bringing it with us, you are exposing it to untold amounts of danger.
Frederick knows what he signed up for.
Does he?
I scrawled the name Frederick on the bottle.
You're also keeping it cooped up in there. That's not good. If it wanted to follow us, it would do so.
As you can see, there's no cork in the bottle. It's welcome to leave whenever it wishes. I just figured that it might be easy for it to stow away in my bag. You can get to know some of the other things in there.
I narrow my eyes.
Plus, if you think about it, the wisp is a little too slow to sort of tag along behind us. Moves at a rate of, less than 2 kdh.
It's a good point.
To what?
kdh.
KDH.
Cure distances. Hombre.
I suppose we should probably set off here. As we travel, do you think you could teach me a little bit about the language of the wisps?
Sure. I mean, all the spirit folk share it. Most of what I picked up is curses and generally explicit language hurled at me, but, I can teach you what I know.
Well, I might not need the curses so much, but just anything I could use to converse with the fair creatures of this land.
Cure blanks.
You seem, rather interested in that lady back there.
Oh, yes. I've just been thinking about what her name might be.
You didn't even know she was a lady.
Gregor, sometimes things like gender don't matter. Sometimes it only matters that their head is on fire. In a strange and magical way.
It's the horns, isn't it?
It's probably the horns.